Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. It's a very gloomy but an interesting day in Mumbai today. I hope you are all doing well and staying healthy. I really appreciate you taking time out every week, and I hope you're enjoying the content which I keep sharing. But there's something which is very interesting happened last week which kind of got me thinking, and I want to discuss that particular topic here is about how do you treat your competition? How do you look at your competition when either you have started your own company or you're indulging in sports or looking at driving focus within your own company as a leader on how should you look at competition. And many a times I have seen a lot of individuals and a lot of companies actually disrespecting competition, disrespecting individuals who are there at the competitive company or competitive players. And there is a very interesting analogy within sports where there is a lot to learn on how you treat competition. It happened last week. Roger Federer, the great, or the MOAT as he's called for tennis, retired, and it was his last game, and he was playing in the Laver tournament, and Rafa was playing with him, and he was part of the same team, and there were others who were part of the team, and that entire scenario actually broke the internet. There were a lot of folks spoke about different aspects on learnings from that particular content and how Rafa was crying profusely throughout that entire closing ceremony of Roger Federer giving his speech about how he feels, what has he learned, and also how grateful was he to his family, to his co-players who were standing with him wearing the same jersey. It was really heartwarming, I would say, touching, and somebody who's grown up seeing him play and somebody I've admired as a player, to see him really break down and showing his vulnerability. But more importantly, the thing which kind of caught a lot of attention was Rafa, who's been one of the fierce competitor. In fact, there is a fun fact that Rafa actually beat Roger Federer in one of the first games of Rafa playing in French Open, where Roger Federer was beaten by Rafa in the first game itself. And the rest is history. Rafa has won many games or won the tournaments of French Open for many, many times. But more importantly, it's not to talk about that particular topic of Rafa and Roger Federer, but one of the key things which I have learned is never belittle or never think low about your competition. You need to have a sense of respect. You need to have a certain level of admiration and learnings from what the competition does. And when you are on the court or when you are on the battlefield, you should definitely show your A game, and you need to present yourself better and ensure that the competition not only come on the same level playing field, and you are doing your best and you're respecting, but at the same time you are putting your best game, you're putting your best foot forward, but you can't be disrespectful. Yes, in the heat of you doing your business, you're doing your game, you may be getting a little passionate and over passionate and get over aggressive. And I've actually had a conversation about this, about being humble and being aggressive. You can still be humble and be respectful, but at the same time be aggressive in your approach, in the way you approach the business or you approach the game or you approach what you do. So that's one of the things which I really wanted to share and talk about, that don't get into the path of really thinking low about your competition, being disrespectful. Speak highly of your competition. In fact, really be there because you're part of the same pond. I often say that if you're part of the same pond or if you're part of the same river, learn to admire your competition and understand and learn from them rather than belittling them or think about it at a very different level. And don't be disrespectful, right? You have to learn to respect. Yes, build on your own strengths, build on your key USPs, build on your own focus areas, and let the competition do their best as well. Focusing too much about competition also is unhealthy. Why I say that is, you forget your own USPs, you forget about your own customers, you forget about your own teams, about what you do as individuals. There is great learnings which you can learn from the competition, but also because of what you do within your company, sport, or within your product, if you stay focused on that, but at the same time keep a check on your environment, and one of the key environmental aspects is your competitors, you will be able to take your company, your career, or your job, or your product to the next level. But if you continue to stress and focus a lot about just competition and think a lot about your competition, it will not help. And this is what I preach to my team, and this is what I share with you today as well. I hope you enjoyed today's content, and if you have fun facts about thinking too much about your competition, please do share with me. I would love to hear those stories, and talk to you soon, and look forward to sharing new content as and when I see it being appropriate or being relevant. Take care, stay safe, and be healthy.